Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge chandelier called the Moreau 7 light. So it's a good sized fixture there. Seven lights, the 10, 43, 25, 33.4 inches overall height, and that's going to be from the bottom of the fixture to the loop where the first piece of chain is going to start, 40.4 inches in diameter. Like I said, this is a good size. I would recommend you guys giving me a call before you order this so I can go over if this is going to work for your ceiling heights. That's going to be really important on this fixture. Let's get into details on this, and how we're going to do that is we're going to look at the install sheets. These are going to be the papers that are going to be in the box when you get this, and how we're going to do that. If you're on the page for this, look over on the right hand side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. You are going to see a lot of information there. You're going to see some good drawings too, a lot of technical stuff, including a parts list. So you'll notice on the parts list there's going to be a canopy. It's a 5-inch round canopy, has a loop that holds the chain, so remember our chain is going to come down there. And the back is a bracket, and that's going to go over your 4-inch junction box, so it's going to cover it up beautifully, just like that. It's going to ship with 15 feet of wire. It's going to be a lot of wire, enough to get you down from a second story or a cathedral ceiling. If you need more than 15 feet, contact me about that. We do customs all the time for extra wire. Also going to be shipping automatically with 36 inches of chain to get you started. So chain has a long side and a short side, and there's a little seam on the long side, so you can open and close chain, which means you can use as much or as little as you want. If you need additional chain, just contact or email, call or email. If you guys want to use as little chain as possible, that's going to be one link, linking the fixture to the canopy. So just remember that. You know, that's going to put this at about 36, a little over 36 inches overall height. So that's why I'm talking about calling me if you guys want to use this. You know, if you have an 8-foot ceiling or a 9-foot ceiling, I want to know what you're doing. Very, very important. So you're also going to notice that you're going to have this little guy. This is a frosted bulb shield, and it has a retaining ring built into the bottom. So that kind of leads me to a few more things. Well, before we go there, I want to just touch on glass really quick. You're going to have two options for glass on this. You're going to have sand glass. Sand looks like sand on the beach, or like a light coffee ice cream. There's a picture of it next to me. You're also going to have the Opal Glass, which is Hubbardton Forge's opaque white glass, and I'll get more into detail on Opal Glass later in the video. But those are going to be your two options. That piece of glass is 2.44 inches tall, 9.5 inches in diameter. So it's a beautiful piece of glass. I've seen it a million times. But what's even more important is what's inside of this for lamping. So you're going to notice you're going to have 7 of these G9 sockets. Hubbardton Forge says this is a halogen fixture. Not necessarily true, but it was back in the day when it was designed, and there were not a lot of LEDs available. There are now, and we're going to talk about that. It's going to ship with 7 of these 60-watt G9 halogens, frosted. And the idea of this bulb shield is that these little guys don't like two things. They don't like to be handled. They don't like oils from your hands, and they don't like dust coming down and sitting on top of them. That diminishes the life of a halogen bulb. So the idea for these bulb shields is when you have these in and your glass is on, and this retaining ring is going to help keep your glass on the fixture, and it's just going to go over that socket and screw on. So it's going to kind of do two things. It's going to act as a diffuser, so if you're looking down on this from the second story, you don't see the glare of the bulb. It's also going to keep dust off the bulb, and it's going to keep the glass on. I mean, the glass would be on anyway because it basically sits on top. But anyway, but let's lead on to something better than that, and that's going to be LEDs on this. So these G9 sockets are also able to take all kinds of awesome LEDs. So in the time that this thing has been developed, the marketplace has come up with great LEDs. Look at these guys. So the orange ones are called phosphorus. They have these phosphorus pads inside and lines. And then the other ones, like the one next to me in the picture, is called a cob, C-O-B-B, like a corn cob. That's a 75-watt equivalent cob. This is a 60-watt equivalent cob, that little guy there with the frosting on it. You know, and this kind of milky plastic on this acts as a diffuser too. So it depends on, if you're coming down, looking down on this from a second story, you may elect to go for one of these that has that kind of milky, frosty thing going on. If you're just going to be looking up at it, then just go for the ones that are clear, and you get the most light out of those. So there's no limit when you get into LEDs on this fixture. If you're going to be going for something like this, a 75-watt equivalent, and really important, this is not a dimmable version. Make sure that you buy a dimmable version if you're going to be going for these, because you've got 7 of these things. 7 75-watt equivalent LEDs is ton of light, so you're going to want to dim it. And you'll also notice that this thing kind of barely gets on there. It does, but it is pretty tight. The trick to this guy is this little thing snaps out. So if I were going to use the LED like this, and I would put the glass on, and then I could just slide this over, and I can just use the retaining ring by itself. I don't have to use the glass in it. So it would just kind of come down over that and hold your glass on. You should be good to go. You can choose the color temperature of LEDs, remember? So I happen to like the warmth of an incandescent glow of an incandescent bulb from my youth, and much like a lot of you. That's going to be 3,000 Kelvin. If you guys like that whiter hospital light, that doctor's office light, it's also called daylight. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin. So when you're in a store looking at the boxes of these things, really notice those color temperatures. And warm white should be 3,000 Kelvin, and then the cool daylight should be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin. If you're buying them on Amazon or some website, it'll tell you right off the bat if that's going to be the case. And like I said before, buy a dimmable one, and also put it on a dimmer that's set up for LEDs. That's going to be equally important. So I want to touch on Hubbardton Forge's glass for just a second. Hubbardton Forge's Opal Glass is not just another piece of white glass. This is actually hand-blown glass. All of their glass is hand-blown. And to begin with, it's actually a clear piece of glass to start with. And they come in, they blow a second layer on the inside of white glass. Then they come back and they do a third step where they sandblast the entire outside. So you'll notice when you get these in your hands, they actually have layers of glass on them on the ends. You can see them on these two pieces. And it gives it this really soft, semi-transparent, kind of milky quality. It's a soft glowing piece. Really, really pretty. You know, they're really obsessed about details at Hubbardton Forge, and a lot of people don't. I don't think they appreciate it out in the world, but you appreciate it because that's why you guys are here watching this video. There you go. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, do me a favor, look over on the left-hand side of the screen. You're going to see a lot of red tabs over there. One is going to be the Finishes Help Guide. When you're done with this video, go over there and open that up for me, and you're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart just below the video, so scroll down a little bit, you'll see that chart. You'll notice there are pictures that have the letter A on them, pictures that have the letter B on them, and I'm going to be talking about that range you can see in variance on there in that video. So it's really important to watch the video, use that chart. When you're done with all that, come back down to that chart. You can click on any of those pictures and see a lot more samples of Hubbardton Forge fixtures in that finish. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in dark smoke, click on dark smoke. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in vintage platinum, do the same, and so on and so on and so on. That's a great way for you to see a lot of Hubbardton Forge stuff in different finishes and really take advantage of that, okay? So our showroom in Vermont has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On display page on our website. It's going to be back in the red tabs over there. A lot of good things in that section. Check out. So when you open that up, you'll see it's all divided up into different sections like dining pendants and outdoor lighting. We're always adding to that. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. They don't even have a showroom like this. Nobody does. And they use this as their showroom when you guys come to Vermont to visit us. So lots and lots to see here. You can see all the different glass, all the different finishes, all the different fabrics, all of those things. In addition to that, we have a clearance center. So the clearance center stuff are returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. That's an amazing deal for you. If you guys want to take advantage of that, you have to come here to Vermont to see us. And when you do me a favor, measure all the kind of things about your project and what you guys are doing. So the most important thing is measure your ceiling heights to begin with. Measure distances between junction boxes and like windows and ceilings and those kind of things. So if you're looking at sconces on the wall, you can see if they're going to fit for you. If you're doing pendants over a kitchen island, measure the distances between those junction boxes. Widths of tables, kitchen tables, dining tables, lengths of tables, islands, all that good stuff. And also do a couple more things. If you guys have some tablets or iPads lying around, take pictures of all these things. Take pictures of the kitchen, take pictures of the projects you're doing. Bring that in so we can kind of go through those pictures together and we'll be able to see what you guys are up to, okay? And also the boxes and clearance stuff, are basically packed for shipping. Don't forget, these were supposedly shipped out. So the boxes tend to be on the bigger side, so bring a decent size SUV if you want to take stuff home. It's a really good opportunity for you. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer that offers 90-day returns and no restocking fees. That's 3 months after you receive something to send it back, and there's no restocking fee on that. Some larger items and custom things, and it's usually going to be big things on pallets, are going to be non-returnable. It'll always tell you on the page for an item if that is the case, so always keep an eye out for that. And we also offer a rush program. So to get all these different metal finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. They generally take about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it's really, really inexpensive. If you want to know more about that, just drop me a quick email and I can clue you in on details, okay? So our showroom in Vermont is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to drop a quick email, you can do that all the time. And that's going to be at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. Or you can call me during business hours, 802-446-2400. So thank you for stopping in today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.